everybody, and welcome to Is This a Ghost? I'm Clayton Smith, and every week I tell a real ghost story from real history to my real friend, Patrick Dean, who doesn't take it real seriously, and who is wearing a real, not white shirt today. The YouTube crowd's going to go nuts.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the YouTube fashionistas, they've been dragging me for a few years now about the t-shirts,
The white
and
t-shirts.
how they've I think if you actually went back and did like a time lapse of my white t-shirts for the last 2 years or whatever, you would like slowly see them disintegrating across my body.
Well, it's a lot of yellow t-shirts now. I don't know.
Yeah,
weird.
isn't that strange? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
You're up in your game. Can you hear that? You have your new insulated headphones on. Can you hear the fact
Can't
that
hear
your
a
toilet's
thing.
running?
Can't hear a thing.
Must be nice. Must be
it
nice
really
not to be
is.
distracted by your toilet running upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so you can't hear it, and now Jeremy's going to make it so that no one else can hear it. So really, Jeremy and I are the only people who can hear your toilet flush.
I assume whoever's flushing it upstairs is also hearing it.
Well,
But
I mean, listeners wise.
okay, yeah.
I assume no one else in your house listens to this
People
podcast.
that aren't actually using the toilet. You mean? Okay.
Right.
Uh,
So that's our audio burden to bear. I bet I sound great though.
Sorry.
In your ears.
Probably louder.
Right?
It's louder.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is this loud?
Just making the whole week fun for Jeremy.
It's Wednesday.
Mm.
I wanted to run some skunkworks by you. Can we turn this into a skunkworks lab for a minute?
Yeah.
Where does that term come from? Do you know?
Ooh, I don't know off the top of my head. No. I mean, classically it's been like an R&D black hole type term.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes stuff comes out of it, sometimes it just doesn't. But I don't actually know where the term comes from. I'd be curious.
Yeah.
You want to pause the episode so you can
Yeah,
Google
I
it?
want to
Smart?
do some skunkworks etymology.
Jeremy, cut out the next 17 minutes.
Originally used in reference to the research laboratories of the aerospace company Lockheed Martin, allegedly from an association with the Skunk Works, which was an illegal still in the Li'l Abner comic strip.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Okay, so we'll cut this back in. Pat, I think the term skunkworks comes from from gosh, I'm having trouble remembering. I think Lockheed Martin was the first one to use that term in the 1960s, and I think it referred to the Skunk Works, which was an illegal still, if you remember, from the Li'l Abner comic strip.
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course I remember the Li'l Abner comic strips.
Who could forget?
Yeah.
1947, when I would wake up every morning and put on my overalls and walk out and grab the paper and read Li'l Abner and his Skunk Works.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I have a Skunk Works project.
Li'l Abner and Lockheed Martin together at last. The future depends on us.
Oh God. What was Li'l Abner about? I don't think I've ever actually read Li'l Abner.
I'm gonna say an orphan. I'm probably gonna say an orphan.
I want to say he's like a orphan that cuts down trees. Is that right? That can't be right.
You know what? Are you willing to make it interesting?
I'm listening. It's been a slow week.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So orphan. All right. I'm gonna say orphan. You're gonna add this. This is like a game of bullshit. So I'm gonna start with he was an orphan. You're gonna add orphan who cuts down trees, and then yeah. I'm gonna say orphan who cuts down trees, and is constantly running from the police.
Oh yeah, that's classic.
Okay.
How many rounds are we doing here? Orphan
just the two
trees, who's constantly running from the police, and is but also stealing pies out of windows all the time.
I like that.
Yeah.
My if we hadn't ended that, next one's gonna be bald. I was gonna say bald orphan because right. So let's see who was right.
Li'l Abner was a satirical American comic strip that appeared in multiple newspapers, blah, blah, blah. It featured a fictional clan of hillbillies. So the axe, I'm pretty close, I think, with the impoverished fictional mountain village of Dog Patch, USA. Oh, it's from Al Cap. I know him. Li'l Abner is portrayed as a simple-minded, gullible, and sweet-natured country bumpkin. He is 6 feet 3 inches and perpetually 19 years old. He lives in a ramshackle log cabin with his parents. Wait a minute. I'm feeling axe energy. Tree cutting down. Okay, I'm gonna find axe.
If he's bald, I get a point too, so don't forget about that.
Horns. Let's see. This is probably not time to do this, but
Jeremy can cut as much as he wants.
he wouldn't dare.
Li'l Abner is the opposite of bald.
He is a strapping and well-haired young man.
Whew. He is the Elvis Presley of the hillbilly. No, Elvis Presley was Elvis Presley hillbilly South. I don't know. He's Elvis Presley of his little chunk of the hillbilly South, I guess.
Let's see. Let's just Google, did Li'l Abner use an axe? Is Mary Worm a battle axe busy? But no, it's
it sounded like no. I think we're wrong across the board. Every single one.
Axes. I think you're right. You could picture him swinging an axe though.
Oh yeah, and you could picture him being bald too. So
no, I don't think so. That would just make him so impotent. Why are we talking about this?
I really don't know.
Oh, Skunkworks.
Skunkworks, yes.
Skunkworks by you.
Yeah.
Our first is this to go Skunkworks.
All right, Jeremy, you can bring the audio. Yeah. Hey, Jeremy, you can bring the audio back in right now. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that so when Ryan, producer Ryan.
I do know
Smith,
Ryan, yeah.
He and I used to do some podcasts together years ago. Mm-hmm. And during that time I pitched him a podcast that he hated the idea. Quite frankly, he hated it.
I mean, he also he hated the idea of this podcast too. And
that's true.
Wildly successul.
Yeah, so
he's also not on it, which is probably why
it's wildly successful. So I wanted to run the idea by you to see what you think, and maybe our listeners also can weigh in, because I think it's a really good idea. But I cannot overstate how much he hates this idea.
Okay,
here it is. It's the idea was a season-based, which I know you would appreciate, podcast, right? It's sort of scripted thing, and it's called Access Denied, and the whole first season at least would be, there's that secret club at Disney World or Disneyland.
Yes, I do.
Club 50.
Yeah, the club
something. Yeah. What's it called?
Yeah.
Club Secret. Jeremy, if you don't mind cutting this out while I Google this.
Got to come back definitively then.
Yeah, Club 33. The secret club that no one can get into unless you're like super wealthy or super famous or on a list or whatever.
Sure.
Very exclusive place. And my idea for the podcast was that we would spend as much time as we could trying to get into Club 33.
Remotely.
From Chicago. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And legally.
Okay.
Like to be invited into Club 33. So it'd be like because that's a place that I would never be allowed in.
Obviously.
Very
tall. The door is very short.
Yeah, famously. So. And but I thought it'd be fun to try, and we had some ideas about how try to do it. So it would involve I don't want to spoil anything, but it would involve probably at some point reaching out to Tom Hanks, because he probably is. I'm sure he can get in anytime he wants.
Yeah.
So, and he likes typewriters, and I have a typewriter, so I could like type him like a typewriter letter and send it off. That's one idea.
Yep. He was like the first person to ever get COVID. You've gotten COVID.
Yeah, I've had COVID. So we got a lot in common, and that would be the whole show. Just trying like the anything we could think of to try to get invited to Club 33.
Okay.
And then, hopefully it would go well. And the last episode would be like, oh, we're at Club 33. Or it would probably go badly. And the last episode would be like, well, this has failed. And that's it for this season of this show. And then every season could be us trying to get into a new, very exclusive place.
Okay. Like the Freemasons.
Yeah. Vatican, the Holy of Holies. I don't know what they call it.
Scientology.
Sure.
What else? It's a really exclusive, like miniature train club in my town.
Okay,
fuckers.
Okay. Well, if we don't get into in the first season, we don't get to Disney, then we can scale. We could like what's easier, and I think maybe the miniature train club in your town that won't admit you might be a good target for us. Anyways, and Ryan, I bring it up to Ryan every about 6 months or so, because I think it's got legs, and he only hates it more more and more at the passing. What do you think about this idea?
What I'm gonna start with what I like about it.
Okay, good. Yeah.
What I like about it is both possible outcomes, getting in, not getting in, both make the club more exclusive. Because if you don't get in,
true.
if you don't get in, then it just kind of proves the point, right?
Yeah.
Like, can't get in. If you do get in, they're going to find this podcast and they're going to kick us out and they're going to not let anybody else in.
That's right. And so then we've closed the door and sealed it shut behind us. That's true. That's good.
I like that.
Okay.
What I don't like about it, it does sound like work. So
yes. Yeah, I think that's also part of Ryan's deal with it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate your feedback. And listeners, if you want to, and the other, Ryan's not a Disney guy. He doesn't get it. He's not into that. So that probably didn't help.
Is there a wrestling club we can try to get into for him?
Oh, I bet so.
I'm sure.
So one of his favorite stories is about how he went to, when he was, I think in high school or college, he went to one of the big, it wasn't WrestleMania, but it was one of the big wrestling events in Chicago. And he just like put on a lanyard and grabbed a clipboard and just like walked backstage. And he was like backstage for 2 hours before they caught him and threw him out. So I think there's something there for sure. Like we'll keep exploring.
All right.
Well, listeners, let us know. Let us know if you want to see Access Denied. With the rotating cast of Ryan until he gets tired of it. And then Patrick when I badger Patrick into doing it instead.
I mean, I'm interested in it after we do oddities of the 19th century. That's
yes, I know. Our list is growing. Our list is growing.
So
okay, that's fair. All right. Well, do you want to hear a ghost story?
Please.
Good. That's why I brought you here tonight. All right, let's see. Here we go. The Winecoff Hotel opened in downtown Atlanta in Georgia. It's in Georgia.
I'm familiar.
The state, not the country. In the year 1913. It's an old place. The hotel was commissioned by a man named W. Frank Winecoff. That's why it's called the Winecoff Hotel. I could find no good information on Frank at all. It's real. He's like he's been history hold. The only thing I find, he was probably born in 1876, but maybe not. He might have been 37 when his hotel opened, or older or younger.
Right. That's how that goes.
Yep. And gosh, what else? Oh, I did find that he sold the hotel. So he built the hotel in 1913. He sold it 3 years later. I assume made a great profit on it. And then he lived there the rest of his life as an unpaid guest.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen one of these. Like you buy the building and then you move out of the building, but you lease it back to yourself from the new tenants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've seen these before.
Yeah. It's like this is a guy who wanted to build a really big house, but could only afford one room of it. It's like, I think I have a plan, and it worked. The hotel was designed by an architect named William Lee Stoddart. He did a whole lot of buildings. You wouldn't believe his Wikipedia page. Just
really
so many buildings. And a lot of them were hotels.
Okay.
So he knew what he was doing. Big hotel guy. When it opened, the Winecoff Hotel was one of the tallest buildings in the entire state of Georgia. Do you want to guess how many stories that would have been in 1913?
Say 2.
15 stories.
15, my goodness.
Yep. Your ignorance is showing.
That's a bunch.
It's a lot of stories. Now it was built on a pretty small lot. The lot that it was built on was about 63 feet by 70 feet.
What? Hang on. 63 feet
63
by 70
feet wide, 70 feet deep is the entire size of this lot.
Right. That's basically like my house and the house next to mine.
Yeah. I think it's about
that's it. That's the whole thing.
4,000 square feet ish. And they
multiplied by
15.
By 15 stories.
Yeah.
So
if you slice that hotel up and you lay all the pieces out, that's a big footprint.
Yeah. It's a big domino. It's a big domino hotel.
Yeah,
Skinny.
funny you say that.
Oh.
This is a ghost podcast. Let's see. So it was a small lot and they had to build it up. So it's kind of a little, it's a tall, kind of narrow, thin building. Now there were guest rooms on the 3rd through 15th floors.
Okay.
These guest floors are arranged arranged in an H shape. It had 2 elevator shafts and 1 stairway. Now, at this point, most buildings required multiple stairwells because that's how safety works.
One of them could be on fire at any time.
But the Atlanta Building Code of 1911 said, no, you don't need that. No. The reason being, the lot was less than 5,000 square feet. And so they're like, well, if you only have a small lot, you only need 1 stairwell. How many people are you put in 5,000 square feet?
Some two-dimensional thinking. I appreciate it. I know it got them to that point, but
every building is 0 feet tall, right? Right. Good. Okay. 1 stairwell.
Yeah. How big is the building? 63 by 76. By what? Oh. By what do you mean by what?
By my house.
Yeah.
So yes, indeed. So they said you only have 1 stairwell, and so they said, great, that sounds cheaper, probably. So we'll do 1 stairwell. Now this is going to be important later.
Yeah. It seemed like something to emphasize.
Yeah. Oh, and here's a fun fact. The stairway had an upward run of stairs, and it also had a downward run of stairs.
I'm familiar with stairs. Yeah. Okay.
But see, what you're thinking of is stairs, and you're thinking of them as omnidirectional. One flight of stairs, you can go up, you can go down, right?
It's one of the main features of stairs. Yes.
Yes, correct.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now these stairs were unique because they're in the stairwell. There's 2 sets of stairs. One of them is for up. Now the other separate set that's next to it is for down.
But it's not like, I mean, it's not like it's not like when you return your car to the rental place and you can only go the one way over the spikes. Like
it could have been like that.
If you go down the upstairs, does it like blow your tires out? What's happening?
If you take one wrong step,
and
you're like, oh shoot, I meant to go upstairs. God, well, all right, go down 1 more floor, I guess, and then go up 2.
I should just go over to the normal stairwell. Wait a second, where's? Oh, damn it!
Oh no. So I don't know what they didn't know stairs go both directions. Anyway, so that was something, and then there was also no exterior fire escape.
I mean, they look ugly.
Stairs. Yeah, you should see this. Actually, I should pull up the building. You'll like a picture of the building. Winecoff Hotel. Oh, don't show that picture. That's a spoiler. Let's find. Here's a nice one. It's very small. Okay. Share my screen. There you go.
Oh, it's very nice.
It's very nice. And you can see how, if you had a fire escape here, that ruins it.
It's very ugly. Yeah.
Makes it look like a poor person building.
Yeah.
But this is nice. Yeah. Okay. So stop that. Okay, so there's no fire escape, but that's okay. Because you have the 1 stairwell inside, so it's fine.
Yeah, and like, what are the odds the fire's going to happen any like specific day?
Yeah,
very low.
Very low. Now the stairwell did not have fire-resistant doors.
Okay. Again, the odds of a fire very low. Let's remind
incredibly low. Incredibly low. I mean, like, I don't even know why we're talking about this, to be honest.
I've been in my house for several hours today.
How many fires?
0.
Wow.
0.
How many years have you lived in this house with no fires?
10 years. Well, since the last fire. It's a while. It's been a while since the last fire. Okay.
We count in weeks, not years, but it's we have
a little board up in the kitchen that we, erase the numbers from.
Yeah.
But yeah, again,
burned up in the last fire. Now we don't have that anymore.
Yeah. We also only have 1 stairwell. This is making me a little nervous. That's
fine. Is it an up or a down?
It depends on the time of day. It depends if we're trying to get the kids upstairs.
That's like the highways in Hawaii. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway, so there's no fire resistant doors. I don't even know. I guess they had fire resistant doors back then, but
like metal. Metal's pretty fire resistant.
That's pretty fire resistant, right?
It's
metal. They have metal back in 1913.
That was right. It was the Bronze Age. I don't know if you knew that.
The dawn of metal.
Yeah.
So no fire resistant doors. That's okay because the stairwell was, quote, of non-combustible construction. So the stairwell is not going to catch fire.
Yeah. I mean, it'll cook like a pizza oven, but it's not going to be.
Well, it's not going to be on fire though, is it?
Yeah.
And we all love pizza.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win.
it just discourages people from hanging out in the stairwell. Really, I mean, if it's 700 degrees in the stairwell, you're not going to be milling about. You know,
That's right. Yeah. Oh boy. So the building itself had a steel structure, and which was, you've already noted, is pretty fireproof. That's a metal.
Mhm.
Steel's a metal, right?
It is a metal. It is an alloy. Yes.
So it's fireproof.
Mhm.
The steel structure, is even further protected from fire by structural clay tile and concrete fireproofing.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would pass this building in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely you would.
Yeah.
The hotel, in fact, was advertised as being, quote, absolutely fireproof. And
I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of poking the bear a little bit. Let's admit.
This was, gosh, what year was the Titanic? Did they learn the Titanic? Titanic was after this, right? Titanic disaster. Not 2023. 1912. Oh, wow, Titanic was right before this.
Yeah.
Year before.
Yeah, but like the whole, marketing theme hadn't really caught up yet. They were like, well, yeah, okay, but that was a boat.
This
is
different.
Not a boat. This is fire, which you'll note is the opposite of water. So,
so
I think it still holds.
I think we're fine. Yeah, so that hubris is going to get you every time. They were so sure that it was absolutely fireproof, they even wrote that on the hotel's stationery. Which is
the combustible hotel stationery.
Correct.
This is absolutely a part that as the director of the film, I would be like, note for later. This is going to be a great shot of the beginning of the fire. Spoiler
alert, there are several points of the story that I thought, oh my God, this would be a great movie. That is indeed one of them. If this paper is burning, don't worry, you're safe. The interior walls were hollow clay tile covered in plaster.
None of that stuff burns. Yeah, totally. I mean, it's a chimney, which is unfortunate, but
well, again, we like a good. It's Atlanta. They like a good barbecue. So the interior walls were hollow clay. Yeah, plaster. Okay, the doors, of course, were all wood. So that's not as fireproof, but it's only the doors.
Yeah.
And each door had a removable transom panel above it for ventilation. Those panels were also wood.
Okay.
Other than the doors and the transoms, hotel is completely fireproof.
Perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely fireproof.
Yeah. Yeah. They were using what I assume like clay bedding, concrete beds.
Yeah.
That
stone
kind of
chairs. Yeah. Definitely.
Sure.
Yeah. So, it also, okay. So the one other small thing, I'll just read this quote. The corridor walls were finished with painted burlap fabric. Guest rooms were finished with as many as 7 layers of wallpaper.
Oh, okay.
So some parts are flammable.
Yeah. But like the percentage of the things that are flammable, very low.
Very low. And like those 7 layers of wallpaper, those will go up like tinder.
Right.
But the wall beneath it is fine.
Yeah, but then they're gone. They're not an issue anymore.
Yeah.
They burn up. Poof.
Puff of smoke.
Yeah.
And that smoke probably goes somewhere else.
Right up the wall.
Yeah. But not to worry, because the hotel did have a central fire alarm system, so that was good. Now that system only could be operated from the front desk. So if you're on the 15th floor and it's on fire, you would have to go down to the first floor and you tell the night clerk that the hotel's on fire, and then you ring the bell and wait for them to get there, and when they finally show up, you say, hey, the hotel's on fire, and then they can pull the fire alarm.
Yeah, actually he's probably like, actually my manager's the only one that can actually pull the bell. I'm really
it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
I don't see him getting here anytime soon, so you should just probably go back up to what's left of your room. So
that is something, but don't worry, there is a standpipe with hose racks on each floor.
Oh, okay.
There's water up there, and
in case you want to play firefighter, it's a fun game.
Yeah. But there's no automatic sprinkler system. So if you want water, you are going to have to find the standpipe and turn it on and really work that hose. Yeah.
This sounds like the sort of story that that creates a lot of those safety devices in subsequent years. Yeah.
We're going to have that'll be part of our conversation. Don't worry. So, and if all else fails, the Winecoff Hotel was only 2 blocks away from 2 different fire departments.
Oh.
So they've got insurance on top of insurance.
Yeah, total insurance. Yeah.
Yes. One of the fire departments was within 30 seconds of the building.
Oh, that's like...
So they're fine. You okay?
I'm still just amazed that they're going to all these incredible lengths to not put a fire escape on the side of the building. They're like, it would just be an eyesore. We're just going to just kind of gaslight everybody into thinking, fire's not a big risk.
Yeah, it's absolutely fireproof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If
the hotel doesn't burn, why would we bother getting you out during a fire which could never happen?
Hello.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's right. None of this matters because the building is fireproof. So let's talk about the fire that killed 119 people.
In a different building, right?
In this building.
Oh.
And we'll talk about that right after this ad from our sponsors. Is This a Ghost is once again brought to you by the good folks at Smart Labels. It's time to get organized. Mm-hmm. Everyone listen, it's time to get organized, and Smart Labels is going to help you do that. You've heard us talk about them before. They're fantastic. You go to Amazon, you search Smart Labels, all one word. You get your stickers. They come to your door. You don't have to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Come to your door, and then you take them and you put them on your things that you're packing away, and you take pictures with your app with the QR code, and it pulls up your app, and you make a list of what's in the box, and you put the box somewhere. Mm-hmm. You're never going to find it except you tell the app where it is, and that's how you find it. Is this making any sense? Doesn't feel like it is today.
Mm-hmm. Makes perfect sense.
Good.
You got one box. One box. It's called flammable. Then one box. It's called
absolutely not flammable.
Super flammable.
Fireproof. Oh no.
My gasoline tote. Then this over here is my tote full of 9-volt batteries and steel wool. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep them right next to each other.
And I'm going to put them right in front of the furnace. And you'll always know where those are. And so when your hotel burns down, you're gonna have a pretty good idea why. And so will the police, and so will the insurance company. And I don't think they're gonna pay out, friend.
It's the first thing they're gonna ask. They're gonna say, "Can I see your Smart Labels account?" And you're gonna be like, "Wow, that's a pointed question. Like, I just need to see it right now."
We've seen this before, sir. Thank you. So
gasoline behind furnace. Interesting.
But use Smart Labels anyway.
But you're smarter than that, right?
You're smarter than that. Yeah. I think so. Don't look, if you don't burn your hotel down for insurance fraud, then you have nothing to worry about from Smart Labels or anyone. So you should buy. And I got an email from Smart Labels today. A feature. They just launched a new feature. This, as we're recording, it was 3 hours ago. They launched a new feature. Item expiration date.
Oh, okay.
So when you put your milk in a box in the attic, and you want to be alerted about when it is expired, then you can do that now, and they will let you know, like, hey, your milk is just about expired. You're gonna want to go dig that hot milk out of the attic and and get to work.
That trash bag full of pumpkin pie filling you put in the shed expires in 2.5 years, so you'll want to check in on it right about then.
That's right. And you can do that with Smart Labels. Go to Amazon.com and search Smart Labels. They really will help you get organized. I love them. They've been really, really very helpful with our putting away our Christmas decorations and kind of just organizing some of our own life stuff. We went on a trip last week, and as we were packing for it, we had to try to find the girls like air mattresses and all their little like toys and things. And so they're scattered all over the house. Now we have labels to tell us where exactly the air mattresses are, where their suitcases are, where their backpacks are. So we all know where they are. We're never going to have to worry about getting frantic Home Alone style airport panic in the morning ever again, thanks to Smart Labels. And you don't have to worry about Home Alone style smart panic, dumb panic either. No good. Jeremy will fix that, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Jeremy, make that better.
Yeah.
So go check out Smart Labels. You won't regret it. And thank you to them for sponsoring this podcast. Probably for the last time. Oh, goodness. All right. So most of what follows for the Winecoff Hotel comes from an article in Time magazine from a 1946 article titled Disaster, Red Sky at Morning. So the
Sounds
date...
bad. Sounds pretty bad. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yellow journalism, they just get excited for nothing.
Minor incident at Death Star injures dozens.
So the date now is December 7th, 1946.
Okay.
So Winecoff Hotel. What?
On the 5-year anniversary of the of Pearl Harbor.
That's right.
I'm sure it was a very exciting day for them.
They had streamers, etc. The Winecoff Hotel is now 33 years old, and it hasn't burned down once. Absolutely fireproof.
Exactly. If you base everything off of the last 33 years,
100%.
Fireproof. That's the word I'd use.
100% fireproof. Absolutely.
Keep printing that stationery. Just keep it coming.
Hurricane proof. Tornado proof.
Maybe print like a few more cases stationery. Just keep them down behind the furnace.
So December 7th is a big night in Atlanta. People had traveled from all over the state to go Christmas shopping downtown. It was a big weekend for that. There were 40 Georgia high school students in town for a mock legislative session. So they were around.
Okay. They don't do well in this story, do they?
Well, we'll see. And there also were a bunch of folks downtown who had driven in to see the new hit Disney animated film Song of the South.
Well,
they didn't know about racism back then. It's okay.
We only discovered it after.
We discovered it in
after
1964,
Vietnam.
I think. Yeah. So they, some of them deserve what they got. I guess that's the moral here. So they came to watch Song of the South. So there's a lot of folks down, and these people need a place to stay.
Of course. A fireproof place to stay.
That's ideal, I think. You've got two choices, and one of them is on fire, and the other one is fireproof. Which one are you going to pick?
Every time I book on Expedia and I go to like the filters, I'm like, yes, I need 2 beds. It has to be fireproof, obviously.
Oh, 1,000 selections down to 3. Here are your 3 options. Oh no.
3 stars and up. Oh, I'm so sorry. That does not exist.
But this one has a cocktail caddy in the shower. Okay, I'm sold. I saw one of those the other day at a store. It's a cup holder that they are marketing as a beer holder for the shower, but it was marketed in like a serious way, not like in a joke way. And I thought, I think some people drink too much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Speaking as someone who, sure, drinks too much, I think some people drink way too much. I'm worried about people.
There are some 8 square foot chunks of my house that I just don't need to drink in. And one of them is the one where I'm standing nude on a slippery surface covered in soap. That's one of them.
Yeah. And that's why your life is what it is. You'll never get ahead that way with that attitude. Never get ahead.
Do you also need a beer holder for maybe your balance beam, or possibly
for my lawnmower? Definitely. For my car, I mean, I've got the regular cup holders in the car, but if I get a beer one that's right on the steering wheel, so I could just short movements, that would be ideal. Yep. And then I also put one on Ivy's crib, so that when I'm doing bedtime, it's right
Daddy,
there.
Daddy, what is this new helmet for? Just stop moving so quick, okay? I need to set it down.
So anyway, there's a lot of folks. That's why the Winecoff Hotel was, quote, especially crowded that night. There were a total of 304 guests, including the founder of the hotel himself, W. Frank Winecoff, who's still kicking for now and still living in the hotel. He was either 70 or 76 years old. I don't know why it's confusing. Not a lot of info on Frank.
I was born on the native Halley's Comet. I just can't remember which Halley's Comet. I'll figure it out.
I'm either 52 or 108. Yeah. I don't know. He was in his 10th floor suite that night, by the way. Now at 3:32 a.m., a light starts blinking on the hotel switchboard. The regular switchboard operator is not there. She's out for the night.
Sure.
Her husband was watching it for her.
Okay.
It's like if you can't go to work, you can just send
Mhm.
Amy to your job and she'll just do it.
To watch all the blinking lights. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
done a great job before. No one has died.
Well, that is good. How many fires?
0. Well,
Ooh.
I mean, when she was there were 0 fires.
Yeah, right.
So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
what I mean.
Okay.
But the husband here, his job is staring at the blinking board of lights.
Yes. And I think
And-
answer the phone too. I think
Okay,
he's
sure.
He's you gotta. It seems very. You gotta like plug the plugs. You gotta go boop, 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 like plug.
Yeah.
Hello, room service, and they say hello. I want.
Yeah, my toilet's clogged. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You say okay. I'll get someone on that, and then you
Mhm.
unplug, and then you don't get someone on it, and you go do,
Right.
do. Hello, front desk. You've been to hotels. So, but her husband. He was a night clerk at the hotel, so he wasn't just like he was some guy off the street. He did work at the hotel. He just didn't normally use a switchboard. His name, his his name. I assume this is spelled, or I mean pronounced Comer, Comer,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to pronounce it Comer
Well, yes,
because his name is a-rowin. A-rowin. So a-rowin is working a switchboard.
I heard her calling, and I come a-rowing.
A-rowin. Hey, how'd you guys meet? Oh,
She was on the other side of the lake.
and I said, I'm
Come
a-rowin. So Rowan answers the phone because his light is blinking, and it's a soldier in room 510. Who at 3:32 in the morning wants some ginger ale and ice.
Ooh.
Pretty normal 3:32 a.m. request. Let's see. So Rowan sends up a bellhop, guy named Bill Mobley. And the night engineer goes with him too, because he wants to do a routine building check. He's like, I bet the building's not on fire, but I do want to go check just in case.
I mean, yeah, you're working at a hotel 3 o'clock in the morning. If you're not like trying to sleep, you're probably bored as shit.
Oh yeah.
Because remember, this is before Minesweeper, like years before Minesweeper.
Oh my god! I didn't know there was a time before Minesweeper.
Yeah. So like,
ugh.
You're looking for anything you could possibly do. Also, this guy that's awake at 3 o'clock in the morning in the hotel and wants ginger ale, he might have weed.
Oh, he's got something for sure. Something for sure.
I'm just gonna go up and just see if this guy's okay. You know,
you need to come. It's dark and it's late. It's not safe. I'll just come with you.
Yeah.
They get to room 510, and the guy inside definitely was hired because they have to wait in the hallway for 3 minutes while he finishes his bath.
Wow. I mean, I've kind of, stretched out and enjoyed my hotel room before, but I don't think I made the bellhop wait 3 minutes for me to finish the bath before.
After calling for room service. So you call for room service, then you get into the bath.
Yeah.
And then you make them wait.
Although, like the real fancy hotels, they've got the phone like in the bathroom, which
it's like one of those cocktail holder phones.
Yeah.
Right there in the bath, right in the shower. Yeah.
Are you thinking, hello? Who is this? Are you a beer? What?
Is that a fancy hotel thing to do?
So
are you saying this because you're picturing a scene from Pretty Woman where she's on the phone in the bathtub?
So, well, funny story. The first time I ever traveled overseas, I was in Italy. I was in Brindisi, which is like down near like the end of the boot in Italy, and it was a luxury hotel, like velvet everywhere. Like the key they gave you was on this like
super
huge,
flammable, by the way.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah. The key they gave you was this, like super ornate key that you had to like give back to the clerk before you left to go out on the town. It was super fancy.
Wow.
So I get up to the hotel, I get up to my room rather, and I'd just been flying for 12 hours or whatever. So washing my face, taking my contacts. It's still probably 4 or 5 in the afternoon. I'm so jet lagged. And there is this like velvet rope right coming down from the ceiling right next to the sink. And I think, okay, this is interesting. And I think to myself, I'll give it a tug.
Sure.
So I grab the rope and I pull it. And as soon as I pull it, I hear very, very faintly, like 100 feet away, I hear a very light ring, 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 ring. And I think,
oh no.
And as I let go of the rope instinctively, and I think, well, I can probably just ignore that. Nothing's ever going to happen.
They
right?
probably didn't hear that.
They probably didn't hear that. And so, of course, I'm standing there in the bathroom, dead silent, and you can hear this guy fucking booking it up the stairs like all the way, and I hear him banging on the door. Sir, are you okay? Are you okay? And I just come. Yes, I am fine. I am okay. You pulled the emergency. You pulled the emergency bell. Yes, I did. And thank you for coming up. It was. But I am okay. This
is another situation where if you had a clipboard, it would have all worked out because you'd have been like, and your time was?
Yeah.
Excellent.
27 seconds. That's very,
very
impressive.
Very impressive.
Very much so.
I've made a note about you.
Yeah. So it's probably one of those things where he's in the tub. He thinks to himself, I want a ginger ale. He reaches over, he grabs the courtesy phone. Says, I'd like a ginger ale, hangs it back up. His brain immediately just like goldfish resets, and he goes back to taking his bath. And then there's like five guys banging on the door.
He's gotta be sleepy. And he's like, oh god, hide the pot.
Yeah. Why is everyone banging on my door? Hold on. I have a clue here. I'm still holding the phone in my hand. Okay, that's a clue. That's gotta be a clue.
Oh boy. So eventually he lets them in. And they bring in the ginger ale. They get to chatting with him a bit. And they're inside the room for another 3 minutes. They come back out into the hallway. Quote, when they opened the door again, the hall was ringed with fire.
What the fuck happened in 3 minutes? Oh, no. They're on the 5th floor at this point?
They're on the 5th floor.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know what you're thinking. What could have started the fire on the 5th floor?
Okay, yeah, it's part of what I'm thinking.
They would later learn the fire started on the 3rd floor.
Oh, that's not good.
Nope. So, and these are the first people to know about the fire because everyone else is sleeping.
Yeah, which means it's chewed through 2 floors already and nobody has any idea what the fuck's going on.
Yes, so it's already been going badly. Yeah. They just didn't know it yet. They later found out someone had dragged a mattress and a chair out into the hallway on the 3rd floor, just temporarily.
Yeah, of course. Just to take a nap,
just to prove dominance over the staff or something.
Who hasn't woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning at a Holiday Inn Express and dragged their mattress out into the hallway just to get some peace and quiet?
It's because this fucking roommate just will not stop snoring. The going theory is that someone dropped a lit cigarette on the mattress. And then it just, it was close to the stairwell.
Yeah, that's back in the days before people really knew how cigarettes worked.
Yeah,
they were
you can't blame anybody.
These houses keep burning down. These hotels keep burning down. We really can't figure it out.
I don't know. I mean, I use a fire to light it. I light a match and it lights, but then I put the match out. And
there's no more fire.
No, it's just it's red paper.
Yeah,
it's red
exactly.
paper.
Yeah, so I have lots of red paper around the house. None of it starts fires. Therefore.
Also, no more insurance companies will cover my houses. I don't know. After 10, they're like, no more. I don't know. Where are we? Oh, so the fire's going. It's spreading real fast. So the bellhop and the engineer run down to the lobby and they tell a-rowin. And a-rowin calls the fire department. So that call goes out at 3:42.
Does he pull the fire alarm at any point?
Well, I'll put a pin just for a second in that because the answer is no. The fire department's on his way. But of course, everyone in the hotel is sleeping, so he has to evacuate the building. Now, yes, you'll recall the building does have a central fire alarm,
right?
That he could pull. He has access to it. He is, in fact, the only person, who has access to it.
Does he have authority to pull it?
Well, this particular evening, as you will recall, his job is not night clerk. His job is switchboard operator.
My hands are tied. My hands are tied. My contract clearly states.
And so for reasons I cannot begin to fathom, instead of pulling the fire alarm, he starts calling every room one by one from the switchboard.
Hundreds of rooms.
The building's on fire.
And I'm sure in his head he's thinking to himself, do I start with the upper floor? Those phone numbers are longer because they start with 15.
The fourth floor is already engulfed in flames. Should I start there, or is it a waste of time to start
Lost
there?
cause. We're gonna start with the fifth floor.
By 10 a.m. he had made his decision. He would call the 10th floor. So he just starts calling every room.
Mm-hmm. Well, and again, like not to bring too much light to this, but again, this is with, I'm sure, a rotary phone. So he's sitting there. I think with switchboards, you just have to like plug. That's okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So it's a little, but he's just got like a cable in each hand. He's like plug.
Yeah.
Hey, fire! Plug it. Fire! Plug. God, it's amazing. So that's how he does it.
Yeah, because I'm sure the whole time he's thinking to himself, man, I wish there was an easier way to alert all of the people in the hotel of the impending fire.
Why don't we have like a PA system or some sort of, I don't know, like alert or alarm speaker that I could speak into?
Yeah.
So the fire's going crazy. Now, flames and gas are rising up the elevator shafts and the stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
Those goes all the way up to the roof very quickly.
Thankfully, though, the smoke is only going up the upside of the stairwell, not the downside of the stairwell. So those people are safe.
Yes, smoke is very good at following directions, and it can read, and they are lucky, because if not for that, the death toll would have been double, at least. Smoke goes all the way up to the roof, and the heat is all rising, of course. Goes up to the roof, but the roof is not vented.
Oh.
So there's nowhere for that to go except back down. The fire explodes back down into the hallways with, quote, flamethrower force. It's so hot that it instantly began melting brass doorknobs and turning the plaster on the walls to powder. The bedroom doors held the fire back for like a few minutes, but not for very long.
Right. And
remember, the doors all have transoms, and the ones that had their transoms open just suck the fire right inside the room.
Sure.
So the whole hotel is an oven at this point. Firefighters get there at 3:50 a.m. and the entire building is in flames. And they didn't even bring their truck because they were like, well, it's fireproof. We don't need any of this stuff. I don't know what they're calling about, but let's walk over there and see. If you were interested in reading a full account of this whole thing, everyone, it's in, I have the link to the Time Magazine article in the show notes. It's interesting. It is, though, kind of a tough read. It goes into some pretty specific detail about what happened next, which is that all the guests realized they were trapped in their rooms and there were no fire escapes. So most of them started jumping out of their windows from pretty much every floor. Now there were firemen on ladders outside, and they managed to get some folks out. Some people, they did not. People are making bedsheet ropes. Some people are crawling out on ledges. A lot of them are just jumping, hoping for the best. Almost all of the people who did that end up dead or severely injured. And not all of them make it out of their rooms, of course. Of the 304 total hotel guests, 119 died and 65 were badly injured. Among the dead were Frank Winecoff and his wife, Grace.
Oh, well, I mean, you sow and then you reap and then you die in the fire.
That's right.
So, yeah.
You know that stationery was his idea.
Yeah.
Fucking guy.
Why did I buy bulk stationery?
So they found Frank on his body on the 10th floor hallway, and Grace, quote, died on the sidewalk. Which is not great. Let's see. And of course, there are a lot of families there. There are a lot of high school students there. There are children. It's all bad scene all around. But here's a fun historical fact: a man named Arnold Hardy was out watching and taking photos. There were a lot of people standing around taking photos of this.
Right. Yeah.
They want to put it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And he took a
In
photo.
like a month.
Yeah. It takes a while. He took a photo of a woman named Daisy McCumber jumping out of a window. Now, Daisy survived. She was pretty badly hurt, but she survived and she recovered. And we have that photo here for you to see with your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. That's the wrong button.
I'm suspicious.
Be suspicious. Be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. No, this is it.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Lady.
It's a fun historical fact because it's notable because this is the first photo. This photo won the Pulitzer Prize in 1947, and it's the first amateur photo to ever win the Pulitzer Prize.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It is a very action shot of a woman jumping out of, I'm going to imagine, the third story window ish as she's passing
I don't
by
know.
the
I
second
think
story.
she was like climbing down on that rope.
Oh, that cable.
So
Yeah.
I think she
okay.
came from several stories up and then slipped
wow.
and fell.
Whew, my goodness.
But yeah, she's okay. I think still alive actually.
Wow. Goodness.
But yeah, this is. Can you imagine that being like the most famous photo of you?
With all of your underpants showing everybody.
As you're falling to.
Honestly, though, pretty strong quads.
Very strong legs.
Very strong quads, and the calves as well. My goodness. So if that was the most famous photo of me, I'd probably be pretty happy. I mean, my legs.
See cameras flex. Yeah. It's probably.
I mean, at this point, yeah, her legs are probably just 2 piles of Play-Doh at this point. But at the same time, for the very last moment, those legs were not.
Appreciated world round.
Yeah.
World round. Anyway, so all right, so the fire does its thing, destroys the building. The building is not fireproof, and
it's fireful.
It's fireful. It's quite fireful, in fact. And
a fire festival of buildings is what it is.
Yes, that's right. And I think this is still the largest single hotel fire in terms of casualties in American history. This is right around time when they were. Go ahead.
Yeah. Did the Guinness people show up? Were they?
They were actually inside the hotel.
We would like to present
awkward.
you with kind of an awkward certificate, but we do need to give it to somebody here.
Well, we have the certificate just in case, but you haven't reached the number yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay. Here you go.
Let me call my editor. This is yours.
Ooh. This is right around the time when hotel fires were kind of in vogue. This was right a few years either before or after. There was one in Wisconsin, and then there was the one in Chicago. The one that's now the theater. Which hotel was it? There's one that we'll definitely do an episode on it because it's a super haunted theater in Chicago. But a lot of hotels got on fire, and the Winecoff was like, "Me too." So they did, and I know what you're thinking. So the fire ends. Did they knock that building down, leave that tragedy behind? No, they did not. They renovated the Winecoff Hotel, and they said, we can save it. We can save this building. And in 1951, it reopened as the Peachtree Hotel. That's right.
Okay.
You get a hotel? We got vacancies. Lots of vacancies. Please stay here. No one will stay here.
Okay. Did they? I mean, I'm gonna ask the obvious question. Did they update any of the safety protocols?
Well, they got
hotel?
different stationery.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they no longer are telling people that they're fireproof.
So one guy in the basement, like with a whiteout pen, like nope.
Absolutely fire. We're just going to cross out the proof. Absolutely fire. Absolutely period. Fire.
Welcome.
Period.
Yeah.
So I assume that they did. I assume it went better. It has not burned down again since then. Which is good.
But like it also hadn't burned down up until that point either.
True. That's true. It's always another day, another chance.
Yeah.
let's see. It eventually sold to a bunch of developers, and then kind of went out. They closed down the hotel and just it sat vacant for a while. The gutted lobby actually served as a souvenir shop during the 1996 Olympics.
Oh, it's exciting. That went really well too, right?
Yeah. Nothing bad happened there.
No tragedies there either. So it's great news.
That's right. And then in 2006, a $23 million renovation project began on the building. And on October 1st, 2007, the Winecoff building reopened once more, this time as the Ellis Hotel. Come stay in the home of world's biggest hotel tragedy, our hotel. So during renovations, the workers started hearing strange footsteps and voices coming from the hallways. And when they checked, there was no one in the halls or in the rooms. Oh, I didn't make a segue or anything, but you probably aren't surprised to learn this is a haunted building.
This
is where this is the ghost part of the thing. Yeah.
I'm stunned.
Yeah. Over the year, they also found their tools kept mysteriously disappearing. I feel like we've come across that before. Do you think ghosts like tools? Or they hate tools?
Well, yeah.
I guess.
I think they like them. I mean, maybe it's like a ghost test. Like, I bet you can pick up that tool. Oh, you don't think I can pick up an Allen wrench? Oh, you don't think I can? Oh, okay.
We got gyms over here. I've been working out. I can do an Allen wrench. Yeah.
I don't think you can make that pottery. Oh, you don't think I can make the pottery either? Oh, that's interesting.
I know for sure you can't kiss me. Oh, you don't think I can kiss you? Okay.
I don't think you can make that pottery sensually. Oh, you don't think I can make the pottery sensually either?
I know you can't sit there with your shirt off. Oh, okay, bud. Okay. Your mouth cashing, writing checks. Yeah. Hey, you look like Abraham Lincoln. Oh boy.
I'm just here to grab tools.
Why are you naked? What else? Okay, over the years, guests have reported waking up to the sounds of dozens of people screaming and running down the hall. And there are no people actually doing that.
Right, and this is not like a Red Roof Inn or anything.
This is the one where I thought, I've been in some hotels where there are dozens of people running and screaming through the halls at 3 a.m. So I left that one in here, but that's a maybe. Others have been woken by the strong smell of smoke in their rooms. Staff members have reported calls coming into the switchboard from rooms that are completely empty and locked. When they answer the phone, there is breathing on the line, and that's it. Some people standing outside the hotel have seen faces staring down at them from empty rooms, screaming before they vanish completely.
That's not great.
No. And every once in a while, the smoke alarm, let's take that. Hey, Jeremy, let's take that one again. And every once in a while, the smoke alarm will go off a little after 3 a.m., which is right when the fire started. Go off all on its own. Ironically,
that one I'm incredulous on because, maybe if right around 3 a.m., if everyone starts getting a phone call sequentially,
right?
Hey, there's a fire, gotta go. Hey, there's a fire, gotta go.
Can you imagine if that did happen? Boy, that would be terrifying, huh? Well, that's a good point. What I'm thinking is, okay, follow me on this. Okay, go with me here. We know that one of the things that causes ghosts is unfinished business.
Obviously.
Oh, that fire alarm had a lot of unfinished business.
If only I had asked what the big red cable is that looks like the bus stop cable. I should have asked.
What I'm suggesting is perhaps the fire alarm itself is a ghost. Perhaps this is our first inanimate ghost. I'm not gonna put all my chips on that square, but I'm saying it's not impossible.
Okay.
It's not impossible that sometimes fire alarms also have unfinished business. And the fire alarm is thinking, God, if only I'd sounded that night. If only. And that's the story of the Winecoff Hotel, now the Ellis Hotel. And if you want to stay in the hotel that has the dubious honor of being the hotel that has claimed the most human lives by fire, good news, you can, and it's pretty expensive. So set your money on fire and yourself potentially. What do you think? 1 to 10.
I mean, there's a lot of scales to grade this one on. 1 to 10 in terms of like overall episode quality or overall tragedy.
I think 1 to 10 on the scale of how much you would like to be involved in the making of the movie of this story.
Oh, 10, maybe even 11. Honestly, this would be an easy one. This would be a pretty easy one. Again, just purely for the stationery, like the stationery burn across shot.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm in it for the switchboard shot. The fire raging upstairs and the fire alarm right over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And you just see him frantically working the switchboard.
Like a scene from Airplane.
Yeah.
Just.
Yep. Well, that's our show for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any final thoughts about hotels catching on fire? Anything that you want to share?
I don't ever want to be in a hotel that catches on fire.
That's ideal.
I'm staunch about that.
Okay.
Staunch.
Okay. Good to know. If you ever do find yourself in a hotel that catches on fire, what's your plan? I mean, you're gonna ask for a refund? Like what?
I mean, I'll probably like slowly get out of the bath. You know, it'll take me a few minutes. You know,
you're gonna want to pull that cord first, and then. Oh boy. Well, if you're traveling this soon, I hope you stay in a good hotel that does not catch fire. That's an iTag wish for you from both of us.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, for most people. And that's it. This is a Ghost is a production of Smith Show Media. The research is done by me, Clayton Smith. All the funny jokes are from Patrick Dean. Our audio editor is Jeremy Montoya. Our video editor is Jennifer Swanson. We're so grateful for them. And if you enjoy this show, then please tell everyone you know. And if you did not enjoy this episode, please tell no one. That's a sacred promise.
Just keep it to yourself. Yeah.
Just keep it to yourself. This was just for you and no one else. But if you liked it, tell everyone.